Howdy, partners. Guess who it is? Yep, you guessed it. It's old Ed. Yeah, he's going to show you some more of them knives that he won on eBay a long time ago, huh? Long time ago. Now, here's one. She's a little girly. Well, she got so pink handled. Very pink. Damascus steel is what that is. Very interesting. Damascus steel kitchen knife, I guess, right? It's pretty sharp. And I had these in the drawer. I didn't know what to do with them. And I thought, oh, you know what I could do? I could make a sheath. So I did. Got some of the old leather, what I made the holster out of for the flintlock, and I made the sheath. So that guy fits right in it. And I put a couple things on there so you can put it on a belt if you want to carry it, and then there you go. You got you a knife if you need it. Damascus steel. I don't know. Costs more for shipping than the knife. I don't know, you probably give a couple bucks for the knife and probably 10 bucks to ship it. Who knows? I can't remember for sure, but they were very reasonably priced. That one there is pretty cool. We get it in the right direction. It always helps in the sheath, right? And I put rivets on there, and I think it'll be pretty cool. I don't think you can cut yourself on it when it's in that nice pink handle, huh? And then here's one sheath for it too. I made these hastily, so they're nothing too perfect, but it's another one, but it's got a green handle, and this one here has the pink handle. And I think they're pretty much identical knives. Well, the blades are going to be different because it's that Damascus steel. But I mean, they're just exactly the same length and all that, except this one might have more notches or something in the top of it for some reason. I'm gonna be careful I don't cut myself. I've been extra clumsy lately. But then, I don't know. Are they exactly identical? No, you can't have exactly identical Damascus steel. If you know how they make that stuff, the Damascus steel stuff, it's pretty interesting. So if you know how they do it, then you'll know that each one of these is unique to its own as far as the lines and design and everything go into the steel. And they carry a vicious edge to them too, if you know how to sharpen knives. Now me, I am no knife sharpener, let me tell you that. Now this one here is totally different, and it is, and these were up in the kitchen, and the other day the lady at the house said, we don't use those. What are those knives doing in my drawer? And I said, well, I don't know what else to do with them. They're kitchen knives. Well, I don't use them. I don't want them in here. So I said, okay. And then I thought, hey, I can make a sheath for those. Like I made that holster for the old flintlock. This one here, it's got, I don't know what kind of handle that is, but it's way different. And I don't know, it's Damascus steel too, but it's a way different knife. But it is a nice one as well. So I said, okay. And so I brought them down, made those sheaths for them, and now I have them down here to, I don't know, I guess if I ever need a knife, I got one, right? Sharpen it up and use it for whatever. But they got little tiny, they're pretty nice handles on them too. If you look at them handles real close, it's really nice handles. I don't know what I paid for them now, but it wasn't much. It was worth it, but it was mostly just shipping. I just happened to catch them on a New Year's Eve. Nobody was bidding on them, I guess. Now, if you go on there, you may find these on eBay, but the bids on them, you know, these things are going for $60 and up, one of these knives. I just happened to get it for a buck or two because the timing was just right, I guess. Then the auction was ending and nobody bid on them. And I put a couple bucks on there, and I know the hatchet, the couple hatchets I got for, I know, $1.75 plus shipping, and yeah, so that's how I wound up accumulating those. Got these guys here and some Damascus steel. So, and they're pretty sharp. You gotta be careful. You don't want to get a cut. So, on yourself anyway. And like I said, they got the belt hooks in them so you can carry them. They're not Bowie knives, but they'll still do the job if you happen to need something to you have a use for a knife or whatever. If you're just sitting around whittling wood, better be careful you don't cut yourself though. Don't want to do that. I don't want to get cut. I don't. No, that's right. I don't have my microphone. I put it up. I just used it in the video before this, and then I put it up. So I don't have it down here. So not knowing that I need it down here because I'm not really, moving or walking away or nothing like that. So I don't have it. You might notice. So, I got a dehumidifier over there, trying to keep the moisture down. All that rain we had. Sometimes I don't know. I'm wondering if that thing's starting right or not. If it starts acting like it don't want to start, it's going to get a free trip to the dumpster. It will, because I don't want no dehumidifier down here getting hot and smoking and setting something, making a mess, starting a fire or something crazy like that, right? We don't want that. We don't. No, we don't. We don't. We don't. We don't. We don't. We don't need it. We don't need it. So, well, I hope everybody's having a good day. But yep, got them in safety sheaths now, my friends. Nothing fancy. I did a sloppy job on making those things. I just traced them out and cut them, and didn't take my time. Just did it. Yeah, but it will work. It'll keep you from getting cut and whatever. It'll do the job. And you can hang it on your belts. So what else can you say about them? I don't know, but it's very unique blades, that's for sure. And they fit in there nice and snug. I did a fairly decent job of making them fit to the blade. Surprisingly, they're not too loose, and they fit right in there. With leather, excuse me, with leather, sometimes you get a tight fit. You can soak it in water and get it wet, stretch it out, and then let it dry, and then you won't have any trouble with it. It'll fit right on. But I didn't have to do nothing like that with these. So I got it somehow or another. I was fortunate enough to get them in there nice and snug. Snug as a bug in the rug, I say. That's right. So that's all I got for you. Oh, that's all you got, eh? That's it. That's it. It's enough, ain't it? I have some more. I'll run across them. I have stuck them things all over the house in different places. It's like, oh, what's that knife doing there? And these were all in the drawer together. So up in the kitchen drawer with the silverware and everything. And they got outcasted. Well, I guess these handles are not exactly the same. I just happened to notice the end of this one versus the end of that one. I mean, they look the same. Well, maybe they are. This one here's got a little, they're not exactly. I mean, they're close. They're handmade, obviously. And you know what you got to have when you buy a knife? This is the most important thing about knives right now that I'm going to tell you. This is something that you have to pay attention to. Say, oh, why do I got to do that, Mr. Ed? Because if you don't, you're going to be like us. We almost bought a set of knives at Sam's Club, which would have cost a few $100, but they give us one as a free sample to cut cheese with. And I was using it to cut cheese, and it snapped off right here. And then I'm sitting there holding a plastic handle, and I got this blade from here down, and a little insert here about the size of this piece of brass. When you buy a knife, any kind of knife you want to get, you want to look at that knife, and you want to make one sure thing about it. You see the blade, and you watch it as it comes around. It's the most important thing about any knife that you purchase. And you'll see that the blade goes all the way up this handle. That's what they call a full tang. That means this is one solid piece of steel. A lot of knives you make that are very expensive knives, they cost you a lot of money, are not full tang. It only goes into the plastic insert into a plastic handle about that deep. And what happens is it eventually breaks when you're cutting, pushing down on something too hard. I cut some cheese, and the cheese, not that kind of cheese, cheese, and and it just right in two. I was so bummed because that was such a nice, wonderful, sharp knife, and it did such a good job at what it did, but it wasn't full tang. So, and I'm guarantee you, bet my life on it, the whole expensive, outrageous $299 set or whatever that they were offering and demonstrating at Sam's Club was not full tang. So that's the most important thing that you can ever do, is to make sure when you get any kind of knife that it's a full tang. All right? Tip on knives, the most valuable tip you'll ever get on any Bowie knife or anything like that. Full tang. See y'all later.